Hey Jillian, it's Austin. So we found the same things interesting. I also found it interesting the effects of cortisol and the order in which the brain and nervous system respond to situations that are like life-threatening. Life-threatening. Uh, One topic from the material this week that you didn't mention was toxic stress. The YouTube video from the Canada Health Institutes says that toxic stress is when normal stress elevates to being frequent, chronic, and uncontrolled. And then when you look at the two sources from Harvard, those articles also corroborate that definition, just reworded. All three of those sources also discuss the potential effects of this experience in later adulthood. And they all kind of end with the importance of supportive relationships, because a lack of a supportive relationship is arguably half of trauma. Something from the lecture that you did not mention, which I found super cool that it was even talked about, because I talk about this and do this a lot, is emotional regulation, in terms of it being either top down or bottom up. In the drug addiction recovery community, we often learn this as a skill because drugs tend to, affect that ability. They tend to damage that ability to a degree, and so we have to kind of relearn how to do that as adults. And because it affects the brain in a specific way, we people in recovery, we usually learn bottom up, meaning that we do things with our body so as to regulate our emotions, and then our body sends feedback to our brain, versus top down, using your prefrontal cortex to say, hey, I need to chill, and then sending that message down to your body to regulate your emotions. And as far as the extra source that is relevant, I found a study done by Wang, Keyworth, and O'Connor in 2025. I'll add the text and link and all that when I reply in text, where they essentially asked what the effects of childhood trauma are on mental health outcomes, suicide risk factors, and the most interesting to me is stress appraisal. And what the results essentially said was that children who experience childhood trauma find it difficult to cope with everyday life stressors, because things that other people would just, not even care to acknowledge and just move on with, like it's a little bump in the road, they have a tendency to interpret those situations as genuinely life or death threats, rather than just little daily inconveniences. I also just wanted to acknowledge, Jillian, how it appeared as though you were able to think while you spoke and be on camera. I can't do that. This has been very difficult for me, and so I thought that was worth acknowledging. I think you're doing a great job.